Namaste and welcome. My name is Steven. Today we're going to be doing a basic flow sequence. Let's start by finding a nice comfortable seated posture. Sitting your spine nice and tall, grounding down through your sit bones, lifting up through your waistline. Shoulder blades come onto your back. Chin is lifted, level, and slightly tucking back. Try to reach up through the crown of the head. Close your eyes here for a moment and let's breathe. As we breathe, fill the belly, then lift up into the chest and up through the upper ribs. On your exhale, feel the chest fall down, and then the belly draws in. And just sit here comfortably, taking a few deep breaths in and breaths out. And the breath is in through the nose and out through the nose, taking your time, really feeling the breath, prana, being pulled in. Just allowing your mind to clear and feeling this present moment and feeling your whole body. As you breathe in, imagine filling a pitcher of water from the base all the way up to the top. And then as you breathe out, like pouring that pitcher from the top down to the bottom. We'll take one more breath in. This time open up your mouth and just let it out with a nice so good. Alright, let us begin. First we'll make our way into a tabletop pose. On your mat, walking yourself back away from the mat, from the front towards the back edge. Your hands are going to be shoulders right over the wrist, pressing down through the center of your palm, making sure your pointer knuckle presses straight down into the floor. Pointer finger presses straight or points straight ahead. As you bend your elbows, roll the shoulder blades onto the back, drawing the shoulder blades down towards your hips, as well as your elbows hugging in nice and tight towards midline. With the breath in, we're going to look up to the sky, allow your tailbone to reach upwards as well, and then on the exhale, pressing down firmly into the floor, rounding your back, pressing your heart up between your spine. Inhale, looking up, reaching up, and just allowing your breath to move your body. Everything is going with your breath. Your breath is breathing and sending prana throughout your body. And just focus on your breath. Make your breath sound called ujjayi. Do this at least 5 times. And then coming back into a nice neutral spine. From here we're going to walk our hands out in front of us, reaching them nice and long, and keeping your hips right over your knees. Just allow your head to soften down in between your arms. Drawing your elbows in nice and close together, make sure to lift up through the armpits and draw those shoulders down towards your hips. Take a nice deep breath in through the belly, and breath out through the nose. So beautiful. Continue this beautiful prana, this breathing pattern. Good. On your new breath in, gently bringing this back up. Hands come back underneath the shoulders. We're going to thread the needle. With an inhale, pick your right arm up. Reaching up, you're looking at your right thumb for drishti, looking place. With your exhale, threading your right arm through underneath. The side of your head and your shoulder comes down to the ground. If you'd like to go a little bit further, you can reach that left arm forward and continue to reach the hip back. Further advancement here, you can take your left leg back and lift it up to the sky. Careful, this pose will make you fall over, so keep your eyes open, breathing, and focusing on the power pressing down into the ground. To come out of the pose, draw that left knee back in, left shoulder, hand comes underneath that shoulder, and we press up comfortably to avoid any wrist or shoulder injury. We can feel that difference that we created between the right side and the left side, and for balance we'll do left now. Inhale your left arm up, And exhale, threading it through, coming all the way down, shoulder down and head down. And now watch as this right shoulder blade comes onto the back to engage the right side body, and then the right leg can come back as well, lifting high to the sky. Try to engage your glutes here, pressing down into the ground, and maybe turning that right toe out to the side wall. Take a few breaths here, and when you're ready, that right knee comes back in, the right hand comes back in underneath that shoulder, and we press back up to tabletop. Just a light clearing here, inhale up, and exhale down, neutralizes the twist. And now we're going to make our way into our first downward facing dog. The hands reach out nice and strong out in front of us. Point your finger, pointing straight ahead, elbows drawing in, and draw the shoulder blades onto your back first. Tucking your toes, we're going to lift those knees just right up off the floor. You want to think about your hips and tailbone lifting high to the sky, and then pushing back. Allowing your head and your heart to soften in between your arms. Now imagine your mat as a nice stretchy rubber mat. Press down into the ground and stretch the mat. The hands go forward, the feet go back, further elevating your hips, reaching high to the sky, and breathe. It's okay to have a little bend in one knee or both knees, and focusing on the length and extension of your spine, softening of your heart, and the extension of the crown of the head towards the hands. Take a few breaths here. Really get to know downward facing dog. It's one of our basic postures and one of the most important. Taking a look forward on an inhale, exhale all of the air out of the lungs. You can lightly float up to the front of the mat, inhaling halfway, flattening your back. Exhale, folding forward, down to the ground. Let your fingertips come to the floor. You're more than welcome to separate your feet a happy distance, at least 2 fists side by side for your pelvic floor. And breathe as you exhale, looking down. I always tell my students to make sure that they can wiggle their toes. All the weight should really be focused in the heels and in the ball of the foot, feeling that strong rooting action, and you can feel from side to side, moving around comfortably to better feel how your body is responding today to your practice. Let's inhale, half rise again, flattening that back. Exhale, forward fold, and on our new breath, a little bend in the knees helps to protect your low back. We're going to come up to standing and just find a nice standing position. You can bring your feet together at a hip width distance, rolling the shoulder blades on the back, coming into Tadasana, our mountain pose, rooting down through our lower body, and then lifting, ascending up through the upper body, feeling this stretch, this extension phase of our spine. I like to say we want to take our rib cage up, up and away. Up and away from the pelvis, and drawing those hips down, creating a light action of thighs back, bringing those thighs backwards. The arms are spiraling outwards to open up at the heart, lightly engaging your shoulder blades together. You can take a few breaths here, chin is level with the floor, and slightly drawing back. You want to press into that back wall with just about 10% of your power. And breathe into the belly, and then out. Good. Let's take ourselves through the first sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. Inhale, reaching your arms up nice and high to the sky. Exhale, folding forward, hinging at your hips all the way down to the ground. Inhaling halfway for length. Good. On your exhale, we're going to bring our palms flat to the floor. You're more than welcome to bend your knees and step both feet back into what we call a strong plank pose. The insides of the elbows face the front of the room. Shoulder blades engage, rolling towards that back wall. Heels rolling towards that back wall. Lift your hips up slightly to engage Uddiyana Bandha, your core. Take a nice deep breath in here. On your exhale, we're going to look forward and then tippy toe, lean forward. Your elbows are going to squeeze in and we're lowering down slowly with control. You're more than welcome to do this on your knees as you're just starting out in your practice, building our upper body strength. We don't want to go down too far, just where the shoulders and those elbows are parallel with the floor. Never dropping down too far. This can injure your shoulders if you're not strong enough. We'll put the tops of the feet on the floor with a big inhale, reach up to the sky, upward facing. You're more than welcome to lift those knees for more power. And then on your exhale, curling your toes under, lifting your hips high, coming into downward facing dog. We'll be here for 3 breaths. Again, making sure to press down through that pointer knuckle, hugging your elbows in and drawing those shoulder blades down towards your hips. Find your posture. Your breath, your body, and your movements are all working together. Good, next up, we'll take a look up in between the palms. Exhale, bend the knees, all the air is out of your lungs, a light lift up to the top of the mat. Inhale, half rise, and then exhale, forward fold. New breath in, takes us all the way back up nice and high to the sky, and then exhale, lightly bring your hands to your heart. Just take a few breaths here, closing your eyes, softening in. Feeling your body come back to that beautiful present moment. We'll begin again with Surya Namaskara B, the second sun salutation. Toes are together, heels just a little bit apart. When we bend our knees, we don't want to take the knees too far. You really want to be thinking about pulling your hips back. Okay? Hands could be at your heart center. Up, up, and away. Big breath in. On the exhale, pulling your hips back, sitting back, pressing into your heels. We can wiggle our toes, they're free. All of that weight is in your heels, lifting and decompressing the spine. If you'd like to go further, arms can go straight ahead or slightly begin to reach up to the sky, keeping your hips drawing back. Take one more big breath in here. This is a powerful pose, keeping your thighs squeezing together. Exhale, forward fold down to the ground. Inhaling, half rise, flattening your back. And then exhale, palms go flat. Here we go again. Floating your feet to the back of the mat, inhaling in plank pose. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Do not let those shoulders drop. Keep those elbows tucked in. The tops of the feet go on the floor. Big breath in, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Just take a couple of breaths here. You can pedal your legs out if that feels comfortable for you. Feeling the pose. Feeling your body begin to warm up with all of this energy that we're placing into it. From downward facing dog, let's begin by taking our right leg nice and high to the sky. You can stack your hips if you wish, but bring your hands back just a hand length. Gives you a little bit more leverage. We're going to begin to power up our core. With your exhale, draw the knee into the chest and then move forward, bringing the shoulders over the wrist and really tippy-toeing, pressing yourself forward, hovering your head in front of your hands, feeling that nice power, drawing that knee up. New breath in, nice and high to the sky. You can do the same movement again, drawing it in. Good. Back up nice and high to the sky. Big breath in. Exhale. Squeeze the air out. Good. Last time in. Nice deep breath in. With your exhale, use that method to place the right foot in between the palms. So we're in a runner's lunge. Make sure your right knee never goes past your heel. It's just right up and down. You want your shin bone nice and straight, protects your knee and your heel health. Big toe points straight ahead, and I call this pedal to the metal. All of the weight is in your heel and you have flexibility and leverage. The heel is your root and the toes give you your flexibility, just like branches blowing in the wind, right? You have to have this balance in our body. So the fingertips are on the floor. You can always have a block if the floor isn't available to you in this posture as of yet. And then we're just going to softly come down onto that back knee. You want to make sure that you're on the bottom of your thigh and not on your kneecap. That really protects your knee. From here, we're going to take our hands up to the top of our right thigh and work on up, up, and away. You want to really feel this lift all the way up through the sky. You can take your left arm with an inhale all the way up, reaching up nice and high. Exhale, we'll place that left hand down on the floor nice and strong. Our shoulder moves over our wrist, and we take our right arm up to the sky. Just a nice low twisting lunge. Take a nice deep breath in, and then out, hear it sound. As you breathe, you move deeper into the pose. Good, we'll take one more breath in up here. With the exhale, that right hand comes down, right foot steps back. If you want more, you can elevate, lifting that right leg for a tripod plank, and then exhale, lowering down slowly. That's just an option. Tops of the feet come onto the floor for upward facing dog. Pull the shoulders back, press down into the ground, and then exhale, downward facing dog. We'll move right on to the left side. Inhale, pick your left leg up. Remember to walk those hands back just that little inch or two. With your exhale, hugging the knee into the chest, and then pressing forward, leaning forward, hovering forward, building our upper body strength. Inhale, back up nice and high to the sky. And do this a couple more times on your own. Good.